Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. As Elite Dangerous Odyssey is now becoming the standard game for a lot of commanders, it's very easy to get kept up in the narrative of Elite Dangerous Odyssey, the Thargoids, the on-foot missions. Truth of the matter is, there are still some very good, high-rewarding missions that can be done even as an Elite Dangerous Horizons player. One of these missions I want to talk about today is the Planetary Scan job mission, and with those you can get some pretty good materials and have a little bit of fun as well at the same time. Let's take a look. So welcome back. Now these are operations missions that can be found in various stations or settlements you may be in. Now the Planetary Scan job mission is quite an easy mission, but you can get some really good materials for it as well in Elite Dangerous. Taking a look at this particular mission, I stand to gain, if successful, 5 units of modified embedded firmware. It says go to the Nav Beacon in a particular system, scan the Nav Beacon, that'll locate the target. Go and get the information, the data, scan a port, and deliver it back to whence I came, which happens to be Carpenter Mines in the HIP 15866 system. Dead easy. Now I'm going to need an SRV for this, and that's okay. Other scan job missions are pretty much the same sort of thing here. Requires an SRV, use a discovery scanner, go scan the Nav Beacon. You get the general idea. So with that, all I need to do is make sure my ship has an SRV, which I know it has. It has a Scarab. And with that, I'm all set up to go and complete this mission. Let's get on with it. Now here I am in the destination system, and this is all about scanning the Nav Beacon. Now the Nav Beacon can be shown in the left-hand panel when you drop into system very close to the star. Drop in at the Nav Beacon, keep your wits about you. There may be some tasty NPCs around there, especially if you're carrying a little bit of cargo that they may want to take from you. Once you scan that Nav Beacon, get back into cruise, as that Nav Beacon is going to give you the destination planet in that system where you can go and complete the mission. Like I said, all this can be found in the left panel once you scan the Nav Beacon. Now you are going to need, if you want to get the maximum benefit from these types of missions, a surface scanner. Now the surface scanner will allow you to launch probes at the said planet, and once you've launched probes at the planet, when you're in a safe distance, it'll reveal what that planet's got on it, whether there's any fauna, whether there's any bacteria to go and scan, what settlements are on the planet as well. So it's worthwhile having that surface scanner installed on a ship that you're using for these types of missions. Get that surface scanned with the surface scanner, and away you go. Now if you haven't got a surface scanner, that's okay. You get close enough to that planet, the mission objective is going to pop right in there. You can see I've got an artificial structure that I need to go over there and scan. Getting it all targeted in the left hand panel is going to set you on course for success for this. At least when I say success, finding the particular structure you have to go and liberate this data from. You can see the artificial structure there. I'm getting myself all lined up to drop down to the surface, and away we go. Now this is where the fun really does begin. This is such an easy way to gain some materials, some pretty decent materials for your engineering. So here we are, this is the surface. I'm just parking the ship. There we go. We've got it on the ground. We can see the structure just ahead of us in darkness, a couple of street lighting and floodlights knocking around, but we can see the telltale eerie glow of some skimmers. Now these skimmers, they're going to give you a little bit of beef if you come close. There's also going to be an exclusion zone around the area, which when you penetrate this zone for longer than like 10 or 15 seconds, you're going to incur a fine. Well, you know, you got to incur a little bit of fine to get some materials sometimes in this game. And as you can see around, you can just make out on the screen, there's a couple of canisters around there as well, and these canisters are going to be great to pick up later just to try and offset some of the penalties that you're going to gain by trespassing around this area. So no problem, let's crack on. So here we are in our ship, we're just getting into our Scarab SRV. The Scarab is ideal for this sort of mission. 4 tons of cargo on the Scarab, not like the Scorpion where it's more heavily armoured and it only has 2 tons of cargo. The Scarab's been upgraded in a recent update, I think it might have been update 12 or 14, something like that, where it now has 4 tons of cargo capacity. Once in that Scarab, we're going to trundle off along this inhospitable terrain, has to be said. Got my night vision on because it is pitch black. Got the lights on as well. And we're going to make our way over to the structure. Now, in that structure, there is going to be a beacon. Now, we've seen these beacons before. These beacons, they rise up, you know, and undulate a little bit, flash a bit. You scan them with your discovery scanner and you're away. No dramas there. You can also see that the skimmers, the sentry skimmers, are coming out to give us a bit of beef. Now, these skimmers are actually wanted, so you're not going to gain any penalty for shooting them. In fact, you're going to get a bounty awarded to you for getting rid of the skimmers. So, there you go, into the turret. Make sure you've got your guns selected for combat mode. Give them a little bit of beef. Of course, hey, they move. It would be no fun if these skimmers didn't move. We've got 1,000 credit bounty awarded to us. That's great for that one. That's going to help offsetting any costs. We're just going to swing around, crash into a rock, obviously, get the last skimmer. You can see there's the beacon off to the left hand side. There it is. We're going to select it. We're going to scan it. Once we've scanned it, we get the information, and that's great stuff. So, we've got a bounty gained for trespassing. Some commanders on some missions are able just to skirt the outside of the exclusion zone, where you don't incur a bounty, to get the data they want, scanned with the SRV. But I have found it's usually, you've got to go in and incur a bit of damage. Anyway, okay, we're moving on. So, as I mentioned, around in this area, there are also some items, some canisters to pick up. Most of the time they will show on the contact menu of what you can pick up. On this occasion, for some reason, they are not, but that's okay. Couple of ways you can do it. You can either do it the old-fashioned way, the Elite Dangerous Horizons way, what we all came up through the game doing, which was getting the old cargo scoop on your SRV out, driving towards the canisters, selecting them, and not forgetting to put the cargo scoop out, I must hasten to add, and then picking them up. So there you go, cargo scoop down, scoop it up, you've got that cargo, whatever it may be, taphite or God knows whatever else is trundling around here. All good stuff. Pick up, you can get 4 tons in here, that's not a problem. Pick up whatever you can do, and then you go back to the ship. Nice and easy. The next part of this is even easier. Once on your ship, and if you have a collector limpet controller on the ship and some limpets, you can fly up to a nice safe distance and then use the limpets to pick up the canisters off the surface without you having to trundle around with a cargo scoop out in an SRV. Now, sometimes it's a little bit hit and miss. I've had some good success on this particular mission, no more than 800 meters into the air. I've released the limpets, they've gone out, they've found the targets in question, and we're away and we're picking up our cargo. A nice and easy way to pick up additional materials to offset that pesky cost of incurring a bounty for going into that area's exclusion zone. It's a nice little added bonus. So now we've scanned the data port, we've got the SRV back in the ship, it's back to the station to hand in the mission and pick up our bounty. No problems at all whatsoever. Into the mission board, there's our completed mission. There it is. I'll have the materials, thank you very much. Job done. And that's all there is to it. With the bounty you incurred, with these, because there's no killings been involved, you can just normally settle these at the administration panel at the station and basically get on with your life. That was a Planetary Scan job mission. Nice and easy. Good materials to be gained. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have fun and I'll see you soon.